Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is something a little bit different today. I wanted to do something a little bit of a departure from a let's play type style video or even an SMP video. We're in between seasons at the moment on Amazing Papers, so I thought I'd try and diversify a little bit, and hopefully if this video does well, I'll do some more. So let's get started today. So I was racking my brains trying to find a sort of subject for a new series, and I thought, what is there that I would like to know more about, particularly if I was starting out in Minecraft for the first time. And I think the mobs that spawn around us, the friendly mobs, the hostile mobs, the neutral mobs, I'd like to know a little bit more about them. I'm someone who likes to farm, so I like to understand the mechanics of spawning, breeding, and really how you can take advantage of that to farm things. So yeah, that's the inspiration behind this, and as you've probably seen from the episode title and the thumbnail, let's start with the cow. Our bovine friends are big, loud, and a little bit boring, if I'm honest. They've been around for a while. They were first added to the game in Java Edition anyway, back in version 1.08, which was back in July 2010. They are 1.4 blocks high, 0.7 blocks high if it's a baby cow, of which we don't. There we go, 0.7 blocks high for the little uns. Although they still have massive heads, they still have the same size heads as the big uns, oddly. Width-wise, an adult cow is 0.9 blocks wide and 0.45 for the little uns, so they can get through 1 block gaps, both of them, quite comfortably. And like most mobs, they just wander around aimlessly, as you can see, with no real pattern, with no real purpose. So these guides are meant to be quick information bursts for you just to take on board, and that may help you. I think there's a need for these videos. I think it would be useful to have these out there. The actual facts themselves are from the Minecraft wiki, Gamepedia. I'll put a link in the description to that, so all credit for the facts to that site and the contributors that update that. Hopefully useful for beginners, as I said, but maybe some tips for experts. And a lot of these facts are Java facts, so I can't vouch for the accuracy when it comes to Bedrock, because we all know there's quite a few differences between the versions. The next thing to look at is that cows, according to the wiki, don't actually they avoid water. So every test that I've done so far, the cow has decided to walk across water. So I've got a 2-block, 4 wide channel here on that side. There's only 3 this side. Never mind, should be wide enough. But I'm also curious as to see whether they only cross 1 deep, but they avoid 2 deep. So let's have a look. What will this cow do? He don't care. He don't care about water. So as far as the wiki is concerned, I don't think that's right. They do not avoid water at all. One more try. With 2 deep all the way round. 4 blocks either side. What does the cow do? He throws himself in. Yeah, I think that theory has been disproven. Next test. Are cows stupid enough to throw themselves into lava? What are you thinking about, Mr. Cow? Not keen? So there is some logical thinking inside their big square heads. Some intelligence in there. What about if the lava wasn't a source block, but it was just some running lava? What would the cow do then? You're tempted, aren't you? Now, straightforward 2-block jumps, I think, are fine for the cow. I think. Yeah. Now, cow's clever enough to avoid fire. Yep, I think they are. And they're smart enough to spot a gap as well. Now these creatures are pretty slow. They will walk around at a leisurely pace, but when they're hurt, look at that. Them big old legs, they get pumping and they really can move. So, yeah, useful? Not really. But funny. The way their legs move does make me laugh. But I'm not in the business of harming these creatures, of course. When the beautiful act of making baby cows happens, the baby cow will actually follow one of the closest adults. So you will always see a baby cow unless it's forcibly removed from its parent. And why would you do such a thing? Why would you do that? But it happens sometimes. Tragedies do happen. Babies as well will take 20 minutes from birth to become adults. However, feeding them wheat speeds up the time it takes to grow up by 10% each time you feed them. There we go. So if you do want to speed up the growth, grow some wheat. Now when cows spawn, if you're flying around, you will notice that they tend to be in groups of herds. Those herds will typically spawn 2 or 3 cows at once from the same block, or from the same spot. So you quite often fly around and see 2 or 3 cows or other mobs as well, and they will just spawn and then head off into their own directions. They only spawn on grass blocks. Obviously, I have a spawn egg here, which I'm cheating the game a little bit in terms of the spawning mechanics. So they'll only spawn on grass blocks. They will only spawn at light level 8 or above, as of the current version, 1.17.1. To spawn, they need 2 blocks, 2 empty blocks above the grass block. So you can't have a cow spawn under there, but you can have a cow spawn under there. They don't spawn in wooded badland plateaus or snowy tundra biomes, but they can spawn inside some village structures, such as chicken runs and butchers' houses. But who would want them to spawn there? You wouldn't want to spawn in a butcher's house, would you? Cow drops. So cows will drop 4 things. They will drop leather, which can be used, item frames, armor. Come here, you. They will drop raw beef, which you can see there. And they also drop XP orbs as well. 1 to 3 XP orbs per cow. Another very rare drop is milk with a bucket. Now, I don't think I've ever actually received milk with a bucket from a cow. So it would be a miracle if I was to do it whilst I was recording. Let's try something a little more likely and see what we get. No milk buckets, but who knows, maybe one day. Reading. So now this is where most people will be familiar with cows, certainly those that like their beef, is breeding them. So we have 2 consenting adult cows here, both looking at me. And why they're looking at me? Because I'm holding wheat, and they will follow me. If they can see me, as long as I'm within 6 blocks, when I go more than 6 blocks, they will lose interest. To initiate breeding, you need to take them into a quiet place, discreet place, which of course there aren't any in this super flat world. And when you put them in love mode, you do that simply by feeding them. They will then go into love mode, do some magic, and then we have a baby cow. just like that. So breeding will actually award you up to 7 XP orbs, and there's a cooldown after 2 adults. Both of them will have a 5-minute cooldown period before they can breed again, and you can't feed them whilst they're in that cooldown period. Finally, we move on to advancements. We've already seen the advancement down there, parrots and the bats, which is where you can breed 2 animals together. I mean, it doesn't have to be cows, it can be any animals. And then the other one, which I'm not going to do in this video, is the 2x2, which is the advancement you get from breeding all the animals. With the staring eyes of these cows looking at me, I'm going to say thank you for watching. I don't know whether this video will do well or not. Let's just see. Give it a like if you've enjoyed it and found it useful, or even if you just found it amusing and that everything you've heard is really familiar to you. But there'll be some players out there that may find this information quite useful. Next time I'll do another mob, and we'll see which one that is. Any suggestions for the next video in terms of the mob to talk about, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will catch you next time. See you later, guys. Bye bye.